You know, it's hard to believe that it's been over 4 years since Kobe Bryant died. I'll remember it forever. It was like it was yesterday. In fact, it was the day before my birthday when TMZ broke that story that Kobe Bryant's chopper had gone down and that unfortunately his daughter was with him. This was something that made global news, a lot of pain all around the world, certainly in LA. But a former friend of Kobe by the name of Kevin Sanchez says that Kobe is not the saint that he appears to be, even going as far as to imply that he is a POS. Today we're going to watch a small clip, we're going to look into his claims, and you will be able to decide for yourself whether this man seems credible or not. But before we do all that, welcome to Christosophy, everybody, the show where we talk about relevant topics and shine light into the darkest of places and spaces. This episode will be no different. Folks, it's YouTube, so if you want to support the channel, you got to like the video, subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss more videos just like this, and share the video. Engaging with this video is the best way to support the channel. So, Kevin Sanchez was a childhood friend of Kobe Bryant, and he was on an interview with the Blood on the Razor Wire podcast or show. It's on YouTube. And he paints a completely different picture of Kobe Bryant than we're really used to seeing or hearing in the media outside of the scandal that he had back in around 2003. Now, before we get into this video, I want to say that we need to be able to separate or at least distinguish between Kobe Bryant, the athlete, and Kobe Bryant, the man. You can have all the accolades in the world. It doesn't make you a better or worse human being. So let's take a look at this interview footage and let's see some of what he has to say.
Like he wasn't arrogant. He got arrogant as he got, bigger, and they was feeding his head and all that. He knew he was becoming the best. That's when he became like a piece of crap. He wasn't like that when we was young.
You say a piece of crap. I mean, you could say shit. Do you feel like he was a piece of shit eventually?
I eventually, yes, I do.
Okay, so let me stop it right there. You can see the host kind of coaxes him into saying that. He said he was a piece of crap. The stronger language was used after he suggested it. But he does agree that Kobe, in his view, turned into a POS. Now, folks, there is a lot to Kobe and Kevin's relationship. We're going to talk about it, but I want to play one more clip before we do.
This is why I commend LeBron James. LeBron James, all his friends and family, he put them on. He made sure they was right, man. Kobe had a lot of us, man, that loved him, man. That was his friends. He just did us all dirty, man. He did us all, including his parents. His parents and them right now struggling, trying to sell shit, and his wife got control of his empire. You mean to tell me it's no tunnel or funnel where his parents get anything? They don't even get nothing. They wasn't even mentioned at his funeral. Nothing. He was
wow.
He wanted to work. I'm telling you, man. He's a bad guy, man. And everybody can praise him and say what they want, but we as real friends. And I challenge anybody, his friend, any of his family, the family that's going to step up and try to say I'm lying or anything like that. They the ones that he never was close with.
So Kevin goes on in this interview to say that a lot of the separation that happened between Kobe and his friends and family happened when Vanessa came into his life. But I want to get a little bit more into Kevin and how he has a relationship with Kobe Bryant. So Kevin Sanchez was a young rapper from West Philly. He and Kobe Bryant got together over basketball and hip hop. They had those things in common. They were even going to start a rap group, but their friendship began to split after a 7-Eleven was robbed while Kevin claims they were playing basketball at a Jewish center. Kevin was going to be auditioning to get a record deal as well at the time, apparently that day, and a 7-Eleven was robbed. But he basically says, look, I was about 17 years old. Kobe Bryant knew that I was not at that 7-Eleven. He claims they were somewhere around 76th Street, and the 7-Eleven was around 50th Street. So he's like, it was super far away. And in fact, the person who had robbed the 7-Eleven ended up carjacking 2 other girls, and those girls didn't pick Kevin in the lineup, but the owner of the 7-Eleven said he thought it looked like Kevin. And so Kevin ended up being a prime suspect for this, and Kobe never testifies. Now, he says this was because his mom didn't want him to testify, but Kobe's dad thought it would be a good idea to testify, but they wanted to protect his image as well. And so Kobe ends up paying for Kevin's attorneys, even though they were slip and fall lawyers versus like criminal lawyers. Kevin even said this was their first criminal court case. But listen, Kobe paid for all of that, but he didn't testify. And Kevin thinks that that's what would have cleared his name. So that was like the beginning of some issues between them. Kevin says it was really hard for him because I think he got 5 to 10 years in prison, and he had just had a son at 17 years old. So it was very difficult to be going to jail. But that's not really the spot where Kevin starts to really have it out for Kobe. He claims that this is after Kobe abandoned basically his friends and family when Vanessa comes into his life. He was previously dating a woman named Jocelyn, and almost immediately broke up with her after meeting Vanessa, who became his wife. Now, Kevin alleges that this was all due to a prenup situation, that his parents wanted Kobe to sign a prenup. They understood that their son was very valuable, not only in hip hop, but as a basketball player, and they didn't want him to jeopardize his finances if this relationship with Vanessa didn't go right. And Kobe was not for that. Apparently, Vanessa was not for that. They didn't end up signing a prenup, according to Kevin's story. So Kevin basically says he abandoned his family. He abandoned his own mother and father for Vanessa and started a new life with her, and they started their kids, and they forgot everybody who supported him and was around him, his community, before fame. Now, there are, of course, two perspectives to come at this situation with. The first one is that, oh, this guy's just money hungry. He wants his 5 minutes of fame. His entire point, his entire beef with Kobe Bryant is about money in the first place, that Kobe didn't give him money or support his rap career, or that he didn't bail him out. Kobe actually wanted to pay bail. To Kevin's own testimony, he said Kobe wanted to bail him out, but Kobe's mother wouldn't allow it. He wouldn't allow him to spend the money to bail him out. So a lot of people will see this as just a cash grab. He wants 5 minutes of fame, maybe go around, do some interviews, charge a fee, make a buck, because Kobe never gave him anything. Now, the other side of this is, of course, that Kevin Sanchez is basically challenging anybody to say that he's lying. He apparently has receipts. A lot of what he's saying does line up with what we know about Kobe's career. We do know that he was dating a woman named Jocelyn. We do know that they ended their relationship shortly after Kobe met Vanessa. Kobe Bryant's parents, Joe and Pam Bryant, could easily clear this up by just saying, no, none of this stuff is real. We never were involved in his court case. We never paid for any lawyers or anything like that. They could clear that up very easily, especially when Kobe's character is being called into question, his legacy being threatened, or even in a smallest bit tarnished, as Kobe the man versus Kobe the NBA icon. And so, now we'll just have to wait and see if anybody calls him out for this, if Jocelyn even calls him out for this and either verifies or denies what Kevin Sanchez is saying. Now, I'm going to be honest. I will say it's a little bit icky to talk about a man after he's passed away. He's clearly unable to defend himself. He's unable to give his side of the story. So that it's like, why weren't you making a big deal about this, going on all these interviews while he was still alive? Maybe he was being silenced. Who knows? Maybe he always was holding out hope that Kobe would come back to save them. And Kevin even says something like that. He says, we all still talk, all of Kobe's friends before he was famous. We still get together. And before he died, we would always say, yeah, he's going to remember. He's going to come back to get us. But that kind of gets to the whole question about, does Kobe owe them anything? I don't know. Honestly, I think it depends. It depends on how close you were as friends and how much that friend had to do with your rise to fame. Were they there for you when you didn't have anything? Did they help you out? It's kind of a give and take relationship. And so then when you get famous, it does speak to your character if you don't help the people who helped build you, who were integral parts of who you are as a man and who you were as an athlete. Now, if Kevin Sanchez was none of those things, then I don't think he deserves a dime, or any of these other people. His parents do, though, because whether you like your parents or you hate your parents, if they're in your life, they do have something to do with bringing you up, raising you, giving you a place to live. And so this falling out with his parents calls into question, Kobe and what he was really doing and what his character was like at that time. If you're falling out with your own mom and she won't come to defend your character, there's probably more to this story than meets the eye. So while calling a dead person a POS and talking bad about him, I think is a really gross thing to do, and that tarnishes his credibility, I still highly encourage everybody to actually go and watch the Kevin Sanchez interview, because he doesn't seem to come off to me like he has any malice or any ill intent. He gives Kobe a lot of credit in certain places. And he does say in the interview that he turned into a POS, that he wasn't always that way. He says, you know, they were boys and this and that, and Kobe helped him out, paid for his attorneys. He could have left that out. He wanted to pay bail but wasn't allowed to. He could have left that out if he just hated Kobe and wanted to tarnish his character. It does seem like Kobe, the young man, did want to help his friends, but he got caught up in the fame and the lawyers and the this and the that, and Kobe, that's going to be bad press. Stay away from this. And he was a kid too, just doing what they were telling him to do. Now with the whole Vanessa situation, you know, he was old enough to make those decisions, and that's a whole nother topic. But while Kevin seemed very frustrated and disappointed in the man that Kobe Bryant was, he didn't seem to be out just to tarnish his reputation, just rather to, you know, give another perspective of this person that is so widely and highly praised. But of course, let me know what you think down in the comments. Let's get the conversation started. As always, like the video, subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content, click the bell so you don't miss when I drop new videos just like this as we continue to fight evil.